Like, dude, just wake up, get out of bed and go. What are you gonna do? Wait for a summer? Yeah, it's cold. It's where we live. You're not gonna die a little cold. It's not getting any warmer. That's the stupidest thing I've heard all week. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've heard some pretty dumb things this week. But my goodness, like, we just have to deal with it. I mean, talk about an excuse. That's a BS excuse if I've ever heard one. And it's not even that bad. There's no snow on the ground. Good morning. Welcome back. Another cool day here in the gym. I'd say cool, it's pretty cold, let's be honest. It's 45, 50 degrees in here right now, but heater's blowing as you can hear. Hopefully get this thing heated up so we can turn the big guy off in just a moment. We've got an arm day, arm and chest day here. We're going to be starting off with some chest exercises that we're going to be taking at least one of them to total failure, and then moving right on to biceps and triceps, doing a little bit of arms here on a nice cold Friday. It is Friday, got the weekend ahead. Tomorrow is a rest day from lifting. We'll be doing cardio though still, that's for sure. But we won't be lifting tomorrow, it is an off day. I think my body is needing it at this point. Feeling good, feeling not like I need an off day, but it's good to still stick to those prescribed things. I say that, and there's still a good likelihood that I'll end up lifting tomorrow anyway. If Austin reaches out or one of the guys wants to lift, I'm still going to end up lifting. So there's no promise that we're going to have a real off day tomorrow. We got arms today. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to be really focusing on lengthening the muscles, constant tension, just taking these things to failure on this arm day. So let's not waste any more time talking about it and thinking about it. Let's go get after it. I'll see you there in just a second. All right. Not a bad first working set there. Doing some heavier dumbbell flies and ultimately just trying to get everything warmed up here before we move on to some dumbbell presses that we're going to take to failure. Dumbbell flies, I'm doing on a slight incline today. I alternate between doing flat and a little bit of incline. I think the muscle activation is different enough to warrant switching it up. I don't think that moving it to an incline really changes so much that it's more of like a upper pec dominant movement, but I think it does change the shoulder activation and the overall pec activation itself. So I like to throw it in there. I like to swap them out from time to time. I don't think there's necessarily one enormous benefit over the other. I could be wrong, but variety is the spice of life, right? Man, it's chilly out here today, but it's not so bad that I think honestly I'm going to take this upper layer off. I've got 3 layers on again. I heard someone the other day talking about like the reason they couldn't work out in the winter, and they're not talking about a home gym. They're talking about how cold it is, period. But they said how cold it was. I'm like, dude, Just get up. Just wake up, get out of bed and go. It's not getting any warmer. What are you going to do? Wait for a summer for it to be 70 degrees and humid here before you go back to the gym? That's the stupidest thing I've heard all week. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've heard some pretty dumb things this week. But my goodness, like, yeah, it's cold. It's where we live. And it's not even that bad. There's no snow on the ground. I mean, it might be raining, but that's a whole nother battle, right? But there's always going to be things we've got to deal with that we can't control, that are just part of the life that we live, where we live, how we live it. We just have to deal with it. I mean, talk about an excuse. That's a BS excuse if I've ever heard one. Put on some clothes, warm clothes, get it ready the night before if you want to be ready to go. It's generally what I do. Put on some clothes, go eat your breakfast and your pre-workout if that's what you need, and then get out the door and go. You're not going to die a little cold. It's just nipply weather. All right, enough ranting about the cold. One more set here. Now we're going to move over to some presses. Whoa, 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 whoa. Camera angle do you like better? Let me know in the comments. Do you like this one? Where I'm talking at you, with you, like you're right there with me? Or do you like this one, where I'm kind of like with you right here? You get a better angle of this, side to side movement, and I can rotate and talk to you sitting on a bench. A little bit wider field of view. Let me know down in the comments. Dumbbell presses, let's go. All right. Let's take these 110s on a walk. Oh, yeah. Woo! That'll wake the neighbors up. Now, you saw in a previous video where we were working out as a group. I got together with the guys, and I did 2 chest days back to back, push days. And when I worked out with the guys, I went for the 150s. I was able to do 2 reps, 2.5, whatever. Really just 2 is what I would count. And that was awesome. I've never pushed more than 130 before with these. I've done 130 on my own. But when you get up into these higher weights, it's not so much a spotting thing. You know, if I end up needing to bail on a dumbbell press right here, I've got these 3/4 inch horse stall mats. They're going to catch the weight, protect the ground and the weights. And I've certainly dropped them a good number of times when I've needed to. But the harder part is actually once you get them onto your knees and kick them back and getting them stabilized into that ready position, so to speak. Having the guys there for that was the biggest benefit for all of this. Not to dismiss also them lifting the weight up for me and putting it on my lap. That's also a big thing. I mean, taking 2 150-pound weights, getting them off the ground at the same time and onto your lap is not an easy task. And what I found was that as that weight continued to grow and get larger, it got harder to get set up and ready to go in that position. And because it was harder, I was almost like pre-exhausting myself and getting those big weights up onto me. Now, I wasn't ever really doing multiple sets with those numbers, but it was, from a maximal effort perspective, certainly not the most optimal use of my energy. All right, let's go. Another set. That was great. Whew. Failure point for sure. We're gonna do one more set here. Try to get, a good 10 reps out of it. See if we can make that happen. And if not, we're not gonna be disappointed. This is just, today is really a weak point day with arms. And if we could crank out a little extra pec activation here after doing it 2 days ago, that'd be great. Drink water here, let the timer sit for a second, and we're gonna come back at it, crank out one more set, go to true failure. Come on, baby. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Ah. All right. We can't be too upset with that. I was really only planning on 2 sets there. Went for that third, and obviously found that we had nothing left in the tank, and I was only able to get 4 reps out. No matter, I tried 2 extra times there to get another one out there. So definitely feeling the fatigue there. It's great. That's good. That's the goal. All right, we're gonna get these dumbbells back up on the stand, and get ready for some curls. That's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, that's great. Whew. These these incline curls, I find that the secret to them, just like with most bodybuilding exercises, is to, one, keep them controlled. It's not about lifting as much weight as possible. These are 35 pounds. I'm not trying to ego lift on a dumbbell curl. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I wouldn't say anything if I saw someone doing that in the gym, but you better believe in the back of my mind, I'd be like, what are you doing? If I see somebody sitting there in the gym and they're trying to curl, whatever the weight is for their body, for what they're capable of, and they're hooking them up and just like cranking them out with as much heave as I can possibly get, I'm not going to say anything, but you better believe I'm going to be sitting there in the back of my mind going, dude, what are you doing? That's just silly. Now, again, I might have even said this last time. There's a time and place for ugly form. But if I see you doing every rep like that, come on, bro. Oh boy. All right. That was tough. Now you saw me go halfway through that set there. I swapped down from 35 to 30 pounds. That's the one big thing I love about these Bowflex dumbbells. They're quick. They really are that quick to swap them out for those kind of drop sets. So on this next set, I'm going to take it down 5 more pounds. I'm going to go to 25 and just really focus on that stretch and that contraction. Now, I didn't get to finish what I said. The important part is that slow and controlled full range of motion. But the other thing too is not, and this is true for most bodybuilding exercises, not letting it go to that full extension where you kind of like lose all that tension in whatever the muscle is you're working. If you stop it just short, whether it's on the bench press, it's just short of lockout up here versus like arms totally locked out. If you can keep that tension and not let your arm or whatever body part it is go to full extension, full extension, like limb locked out at the joint, you're going to get a lot more out of that. Oh, that's it. All right. All right, back down we go. Slight incline here. We did some skull crushers, and my favorite way to do it, with a very slight incline. Now the cut's been going pretty well this week. It's been a, gosh, I'm gonna knock on wood when I say this here. It's been a pretty easy week overall with regards to the cut. Haven't been feeling like crazy hungry. Haven't been having insane urges. I don't know if that's due to how busy I've been. I do know that when I'm busier, it's way easier to maintain the standards of the cut and not just be thinking about food 24/7. It's there in the back of my mind, but it's not driving me insane and just constantly feeling these nearly painful hunger pains. That's an over exaggeration. It's not painful, people, don't get me wrong. But it's not to the point where I am just like, what minute is it? How many minutes until I can eat? 7 minutes? 12 minutes? It's much more manageable. So it's been a good week overall for that. I am down, I guess I'm down a total of 8 pounds, which if you remember from last week, I was letting you all know how I had gotten down about 5 to 7 pounds by the end of the week, and I was a little concerned about that. I think it was actually about 6 pounds, which is a considerable amount. And again, accelerated loss in that first week or two, not unusual for me. But we've been able to taper it out a little bit here and get it on a corrected course. 8 pounds in the last 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks at this point, is still well over. It's twice what I want to be losing, right? 2 pounds a week is what I'm aiming for, and I believe is sustainable and will allow me to keep as much muscle mass as possible. So we're still above that, but that means we're getting out of that early period, early phase where the weight is really swinging down, and it's not going back and forth. It's been pretty consistently down. Now we're getting to the point where every day it's not like a pound to a pound and a half lost. It is, quarter pound, half pound, maybe a tenth of a pound. And when you average those out, we're going to get closer to that 2 pounds a week. Each day, the weight still may swing, somewhere between half to 3/4 of a pound to maybe even just staying the same. But that's why we really look at progress for weight loss over the course of a week and longer, because your weight will continue to trend downward as long as you're sticking to your diet, even if, day to day, it might be swinging back and forth. So it's important to weigh yourself every day. It's more important, though, to not get caught up in the like, oh my gosh, my weight didn't go down this morning. It stayed the same, or it even went up a little bit. That's okay. What did it do over the course of the week? That's what's most important. Last set, skull crushers here. Then we're gonna get over to another bicep exercise. All right, we're gonna be doing some spider curls right here. I've only got 65 loaded up on this. The what did we do here? The incline curls with the dumbbells were really exhausting on my biceps in a great way. So I don't want to overload these. I'm going to be focused on what I mentioned to you all earlier, keeping that constant tension, not letting my arm lock all the way out when I'm down here. I'm going to try to keep it, somewhat not locked out, right? And then bring it all the way up for a really good squeeze. I'm going to be like giving it everything I got at the top. You might even see me flex it when I try to squeeze it. I'm going to give it everything I can on that squeeze and see if I can do more after this first set. I'm not confident I'm going to be able to, though. We're going to try, though. Yeah. Okay. We're not too far off, but we're not going to add a ton of weight either. We're going to go up to 75 pounds, 10 additional pounds here. So on this last set here, we're going to do we're going to be keeping that constant tension, that same exact form. And then I'm going to end it with some myo reps too. I'm a little curious if whether or not I'm going to be able to finish the full set as I expect it for about 12 reps, or if I'm going to have a lot more in the tank. If I've got a bit more in the tank, 1 to 2 reps, I'm going to crank those out. If I've got even more than that, though, I'm going to slap some more weight on there really quick. So I'm actually going to get 2 more 5s right next to this to really quickly throw them on there. Actually, no, 2.5s probably, because that last one was pretty close. So I'll throw on some 2.5s if I'm feeling like it'll be more than that and I can handle more. And if not, again, I'm going to do the 1 to 2 extra reps at most, and then I'm going to do some myo reps. Oh yeah, this is getting tough. Okay, we lost our tension there. That's okay. Okay, there's our 12. Give this a sec. Okay, one more, come on. Okay. All right. That's it. Okay. Murder, she wrote. All right, I am pleased with that. Can't be disappointed there. Biceps are fried, that's for sure. Hard as a rock, fried. Good frickin' work. Okay. Tricep kickbacks. Let's do those. All right, so I was going to do kickbacks, but I decided instead I want to do just some single arm push downs. I mean, effectively the same thing, slightly different movement. They're just not bent over. Just really wanting to do it from the standing position with these grip balls that I have here. Let's get after it. We got 40 pounds loaded onto our pulley. We're We're doing some reps, a couple sets here before we move over to our final exercise on the ab wheel. Let's get after it. Going down to 30 here. It felt like 40 just felt like it was too much. I couldn't get a good contraction at the bottom here, a good squeeze. I was really just trying to push the weight to the bottom and then it was coming right back up. So lowered it by 10 pounds. We should be able to get a better contraction. The ROM wasn't horrible. I was really fighting for it, but it wasn't bad. So we're gonna try 30, see how that goes. I'm having a feeling it's gonna be an overall improvement. That's better. That's really good. That's really good. All right. What a good freaking workout that was. We're going to finish up with abs here. Man, those tricep extensions were exactly what I was hoping they would be. All right, get this guy put away, get you rearranged, and I'll see you on the floor. How about that? Uh, oh, all right, that was a tough one there. Gotta move this forward a little bit. Oh man, what a good overall workout today was. The unfortunate thing with with these ab rollouts is that I find that it's often much more difficult on my arms on arm days. Like my triceps and my forearms are really straining to hold on to this and keep me stable, keep my upper body stable. So that's okay. Not the end of the world. I did abs yesterday too, so that's not doing me any favors. But I'll hit abs as many times in a week as I can. Thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate you. Let me know down in the comments your favorite ab exercises. I'm looking for some new stuff to change up the ab routine here and, try something new at the same time. So let me know what your favorite ab exercises or even ab routines are. Maybe I'll do one of those in the upcoming video. Got a good long day ahead of me here. Very busy day. So gonna get inside, showered, fed, and get after it. I'll see you next time.